The fog of war and the shrouds of time conspire to turn the arrow fodder into the... Wait a minute, that's medieval. Where time is but a loose stitch in the universal cloth, a streamer might seize upon a chance. To record a video for Soul Reaver once again. Yes, hello ladies and gentlemen, this is indeed another video. I had no intention of doing another one, especially not this soon. Maybe sometime down the line, yeah, but this soon, no. The only reason I'm doing it is because the other video, the last one, the one I wanted to do, I brought out pretty much next to the release date for the new Soul Reaver Remaster. So a lot of people justifiably commented saying, what are your opinions on a new game? Is it any good? What do you think? Is it good? Is it shit? So, in response to that, there's this, saying what I think about it. Because for some reason, you seem to have picked up on some slight clues that I'm actually a big fan about Soul Reaver. Now, I've gone about the game so many times in the past, so many millions of times. We know that it's the greatest game in the world.
Don't argue with me.
So there's no need to cover that again. We're not going to go over the story or what you do in the game as such or any of that crap. We've done it. We don't need to do it again. This is all about the remaster. Is it a good job or is it a bad job? Because we all have fond memories of the PlayStation 1 era. We all have these games that we love, and every so often we have the opportunity to go back and play one of them. And when we do, we find out two things. One, oh my god, it does not look as good as I remember. What happened? This used to look real back then. Now it's made out of triangles. Yeah, the memory's gone a bit nostalgia blind, isn't it? I mean, I love Soul Reaver, but yeah, the original ain't the prettiest in the world. It is not the worst looking PS1 game in the world, dear God, no. But any 3D PS1 game has had this sort of issue. It hasn't aged very well. And not to mention the second thing that we don't realise until we play a PS1 game for the first time in ages is we put up with some seriously crappy camera controls, didn't we? Back then we didn't know any better. Now we've been spoilt by good camera controls. So when you go back and play the old stuff, it sucks. So having these remasters is great. You know, we had Medieval, Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, a bunch of others I can't think of at the top of my head, but now it's Soul Reaver's turn. And I have to say, just to save a bunch of time, yes, the controls are better than they've ever been. The graphics are better than they've ever been. But are they perfect? Is the game still faithful? Are there any problems? Well, that's the sort of stuff I want to look into. Right now, I have platinumed both games. Yes, I got the PS4 version, platinumed that shit. Loved it. I will talk about some of the fun trophies in a minute. But first, just covering very quickly, the gameplay is great. But I did encounter a couple of glitches. One of them was I was just flying along on Soul Reaver 1 at one point, and when I went to land, unfortunately I don't have footage of this, but I kept gliding. Like I still had my wings out in that sort of position. I'm just sort of like going along the ground like a fucking idiot. And it wasn't until I managed to hover near a vampire, he hit me, and it knocked Raziel back into some sense. It was like, oh, that was weird, wasn't it? Another one was one that I did have the footage for, and it's corrupt. I can only blame myself because I haven't done any YouTube stuff in the longest time. Shit needs updating, shit needs replacing. I've just found out the unfun way that I've either got a busted recording device or a cable's knackered somewhere. That's not fun trying to figure that out, so for now I'm afraid I have to take my word for it. I was playing Soul Reaver 2 and I got to the bit where you have to put one of the 3 coloured hearts into one of the mummified fuckers in the air forge. But when I got there, instead of the mummified fucker, there was a giant black cube. I don't know why. It was really weird. Didn't affect gameplay, but it looked shit. So there's that. Other than that, it was just silly glitches like when to eat a soul and the soul went hegemon to the fucking moon, and it's like, well, that's I'm not there, so I don't know why it's gone that way, but shit. Some silly things like that. graphics, when we're talking Soul Reaver 1, so much has been improved so well, and that's because it's had the jump from PlayStation 1 to, alright, not top quality PlayStation 4, but pretty damn good PlayStation 4 and very good Switch. The biggest difference is the enemies, the bosses rather. You look at the bosses, you look at Melchiah, you look at the difference between what we had back then and what we have now. As a kid, I didn't initially realise that Melchiah's hands is made out of severed legs and has a skull here and there. Didn't know, because the graphics are poo. In this remake, you can finally see it. You can see that Melchiah is just a mass of body bits. I mean, we kind of knew that anyway, but now we can see it. Zephon was always one of the coolest looking bosses in any PS1 game. So he's been tidied up, but there hasn't been a vast amount of improvement. Also, he's the only one who doesn't seem to move his mouth when talking. In the original Soul Reaver, none of them did that. They talk like this, bobbing their heads around like fucking idiots whilst not actually moving their lips and just waving arms and stuff. Rahab is probably my second favourite improvement in terms of graphics. He always looked cool, but now they've got him talking and he looks evil, he looks menacing. He didn't really look menacing before, he looked like some sort of elegant demon mermaid dude. Now it's like, that's a pissed off evil devilfish. Stay away. But it's cool, and I love it. Dumas' improvements are a bit more on the minimal side, but still very good. Nothing to complain about. Everything with Soul Reaver 1 when it came to the graphics was a jump up. Kain, also a great graphical improvement, but here is something, thanks to Kain was where I first noticed it, that I see a lot throughout Soul Reaver 1 and 2 in this remaster. Their eyes, they have dead eyes. Their eyes look soulless. Kain here, when chatting away, looks pretty dead. He's just staring off into outer space. He's not interested. He doesn't want to be here, but he's here. When you switch it, because I forgot to mention almost, you have the ability to switch between the original graphics and the upgraded ones, a feature I love. When you see Kain in Soul Reaver 2 original graphics, his eyes, though simple due to the graphics, look like they're purveying emotion. They look like he's trying to show what he's thinking, what he's feeling. And then you go to the upgraded one, yes, he looks a lot cooler, but the eyes don't seem to portray the same thing anymore. It seems to have lost that. I don't get it, maybe I'm the only one that thinks that, but I can't deny it. Sometimes I thought PS2 graphic Kain looked a bit better than the upgraded Kain. Yeah, you may be thinking I'm nuts for that, but I don't give a shit in my video. Then we had trophies. This was something that I didn't think I'd care that much about, because I wanted the Switch one more, so PS4 one didn't really appeal to me. It was just, as I said in the previous video, got fucked over by the lack of pre-order here in Europe. But I thought I'll check out these trophies. And they were damn fun. They kept me going, having all these challenges that I originally, not that couldn't do, it's just didn't know the challenge was there, didn't know this was the thing. So you got the simple ones, get all the health bits, get all the magic bits, get all the glyphs in Soul Reaver 1, get all of that, get all of the different Reavers and stuff. There's also story trophies, get here, get a trophy, woo. Get here, get a trophy, woo. None of this shit's the sort of shit I actually care about. But some of the challenges were quite interesting. And here's one that really threw me off, and it happened in Soul Reaver 1. One of the trophies wants you to go to where you resurrect Dumas, and before you do that, you have to talk to his spirit. This baffled me. I thought, you can't talk to his spirit. You can't. And then it hit me. Years ago, I had the idea, if before I go and resurrect Dumas, what if I go into the spectral realm? Maybe his ghost will be there, like a vampire wraith. Maybe I'll be able to talk to him. And he weren't there. So I shrugged it off and thought, well, it was a fun idea. Shame it didn't work, but never mind. Now with this version, you can do that. And I thought, oh, wow, they've added that. And they've got voice clips. Apparently that's always been there. But I did it back in the day and it didn't work. Did my one glitch? Or did I do something specific that stopped it working? I will never know. But I tried this back in the day. I know I did. And it didn't work. And it did here. So the next time I play Soul Reaver on PlayStation 1 or the fucking Dreamcast, I am totally going to be trying this again to see if it works, because apparently it's always been a thing. It's just when I tried it, it didn't happen. Another trophy that totally baffled me was summon and kill a fire groundling. What's a fire groundling? I don't remember the names of all the demons, and this was the trophy for Soul Reaver 2, so it's like, okay, I know what a fire demon is. Get to one of them, kill it. Alright, done that. No trophy. Okay, that's me stumped. What am I supposed to do? A fire groundling is apparently a little bastard that you can have summoned in the original Soul Reaver 2, but you had to hit certain criteria, and it was highly unlikely for you to summon a little bastard. Meaning, I had played this game 1,001 times and never summoned this little shit. I had no idea you could. I had to go online, watch other people's videos of how they did it to get it to work. And somehow, I managed to do it. But it took like half hour. There were so many difficult, little challenging trophies throughout this. This one was bullshit. I mean, it was cool that I got to see a monster enemy thing that I've never seen before. But under the most horseshit situation. Summon it by being far away from the fire demon, but not too far from the fire demon. Make sure you're not too close to the fire demon, and then wait for ages. Utter bullshit, I tell you. Funnily enough, the trophy in Soul Reaver 1 that I thought would give me the most shit, the most amount of problems, was, I don't remember the names of these damn trophies, but this one was get through the drowned abbey without touching water once. The place is called the Drowned Abbey. There's water there, fucking lots of it. Get through it to the bell that you have to ring to open the fucking door to Rahab. When you've done that, you get the trophy. Not allowed to touch water. What the bloody hell am I meant to do that? Well, I fucked it 5 times over, but I did finally get it done. The key is, it's okay to land where the water was when you're in the spirit realm. Then it's fine. It's like, I see. Tactics. Okay. Did work, did manage to do it. And in Soul Reaver 2, the trophy... I think the one that I thought would give me the most amount of shit was you got to defeat the 3 big fire demons at the pillars in the Sarafan era in a minute. 1 bloody minute. I thought, I'm never going to do that. Shit. So I just got the Soul Reaver going. I'm running around, not locking onto him, just swinging past him going, oh, fuck me, I did it. Whee! I nearly forgot my favourite thing in terms of graphics. Many things have been improved in Soul Reaver 1. Many. But in Soul Reaver 2, not so much. In fact, when you look at the scenery, a lot of the time, nothing's been done. Literally, looks like nothing's been done. This isn't too much of a bad thing, because Soul Reaver 2 was always, in my opinion, one of the best looking PS2 games out there. Just was. So the scenery not being changed that much, yeah, it's not a big deal. But while scenery hasn't changed that much, character graphics have. Raziel looks awesome. Truly awesome. Kain, as we said earlier, does look awesome, but I swear he's got dead eyes syndrome. But one thing that makes no sense, absolutely none, is for some reason with Mobius, they did a Netflix on him. Why have they done this? Why? Not to mention, they've made him look a bit bulkier, a bit tougher. He's meant to be a really skinny, frail-looking old man. That's meant to be the misleading thing about him. You look at him and you think he is weak. He is no threat. He is. He's the ultimate manipulative bastard, even if he is also a puppet, I know. But here, not only have you made him look tougher, you've changed his skin tone a lot. Now, it could be argued that he doesn't look black so much as he looks like, I don't know, a fucking mummy. Looks like something that was shat out of Egypt. I will give you that. He does look a bit mummified. But it's still a weird thing that they've done. I mean, they did something with Vorador in terms of graphics. Oh, by something, I mean next to nothing. They made his clothes look more detailed. But him, not so much. Janos Aldrin looks awesome. The work they did with him was fantastic. I love that shit. So many of the things they've done graphically are awesome and justified. The Mobius thing, I don't know what they were thinking. And I haven't even mentioned all of the bonus content in this thing. There's loads. There's an insane amount. There is indeed more for Soul Reaver 1 than Soul Reaver 2, but that's only because the stuff here for Soul Reaver 2 is old stuff. You could access it with the original PS2 game. Soul Reaver 1 didn't have any of this. Many of us have heard the urban legend of how you can actually find a way to play against Terrell, which is kind of bullshit. But the code did exist, just unfinished. And here, we can finally play it. We can see what Terrell was supposed to look like. I don't think you can kill him, but at least you can interact, kind of. There's loads of stuff like that here. There's loads of forges and all sorts of stuff you can go into, but the code, the programming, was never finished. So it's like, here's a cool thing. Can't do anything with it, though. But I have to say, I highly recommend this. This is still the definitive way to play the Soul Reaver games these days. So, get it and try it. There you are. You wanted my opinion, and now you've got it. Which means I can go back into hibernation. Because don't forget, this isn't me coming back to YouTube properly. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm not coming back.
You're doing YouTube again, aren't you?
Wait. How can you have a YouTube clip when you're not doing YouTube? You can't ask for YouTube clips when you're not on YouTube anymore. How does that work?
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you all alone? I miss everyone. I want to read the comments and talk to everybody.
Okay, Tom, you're entitled to your opinion. You don't have to be a dick about it.
Oh, is somebody's ego dipping because he's not getting all that praise and love and oh my god, you're such an amazing YouTuber, we love your videos. Ego down, ego meter.
Well, that's how you feel. I do a video, and then they want me to do another one. This wasn't my fault. It's not my idea. This wasn't my fault.
It's Mike, isn't it? Retro Gamer Boy, you don't have to be like him. The guy's a putz. Don't be a putz and go back to YouTube. Dude, I seriously cannot believe you'd be such a little bitch as to go back to YouTube. How many times are you gonna quit and come back and quit and come back?
This is why no one can believe what you say, because you don't keep your word. You come back, you leave. You come back, you leave. Make up your mind. Are you a woman? Is it your woman monthlies? He's a woman. He's a woman.
Oh, let me guess. Wait. You have the perfect excuse to come back. Oh, it's probably Soul Reaver, right? Let's talk about Soul Reaver again. Maybe some more Sega Master System stuff.
Charlie! Tom and Lacey are being mean to me!